Hello, welcome to the weekend review. We're almost a third of the way through the season, but already it feels a little bit longer than that, doesn't it? And joining us, Don Hutchison, Glenn Hoddle and Chris Foy. First up, Anfield, billed as contender against defender. With a game this big, the worry is it wouldn't live up to the hype, but this one certainly did. Your commentary team, Jim Beglin and Peter Drury. Great win for Liverpool, but Glenn, you've seen it all before. There are 6 months, Peter Drury said there, 6 months of the season left and 78 points still to play for. All right, they're 9 points clear of Man City now, they're 8 points clear of Leicester. We can't start giving them ribbons and medals now, can we?
We can't, but I don't see anyone catching him, because I think that Anfield now is a fortress. We talk about fortresses, don't we, at different clubs and whatever. That is a true fortress. I don't know how many games it's been since they have not lost there.
46.
46, yep. Well, there you go. Yep. I can't see them losing there again. No. And if they were going to lose to someone, it would have been City, because I agree with Pep. I think City were excellent. I think he'd be very happy getting on the bus with the performance. Obviously not the result, but it could have been a different story. But it was a wonderful, wonderful game of football. It really was. The passing, the movement, the pace of the game. And, you know, when you're playing against Man City, you need a little bit of good luck. And they got that, Liverpool, as well. But their finishing, their front three and their finishing is just so clinical. They get that opportunity in big games. They take that chance. And that's what sometimes just makes the difference.
Yeah. And a little added spice of controversy as well into the biggest game of the season. And Chris is here to give it all to us. And it's the fact that Liverpool go and score immediately from Manchester City, thinking they should have had a penalty, which just adds another layer to it.
Yeah, it was a little bit like when Liverpool scored, Man United scored against Liverpool a few months back, you know, straight after a decision that I think has split the nation, to be honest. I think it's a penalty. I don't know what the guys think, but I don't think it's clear and obvious. There was a touch from Bernardo Silva. I thought that was accidental when it came off his hand. Then it came off Trent. Where I would lean towards that being a penalty is I think there's a little bit of distance involved between the ball then coming off Trent. And then from then on, Liverpool, as Glenn said, they're just clinical. They are ruthless. Every time they go forward, they're a great side.
This is poor from Gundogan, isn't it? To get more distance on that.
He should go height and clearance. When you're in the midfield and you're under pressure, you've got to lift that. But Fabinho, who's just in sensational form, comes onto this. And when you're a midfield player coming onto this, you've got to set yourself. You don't, you know, you set that with a little bit of cut spin. He's aimed for the post there, just inside. And it's just the technique and the timing. It's just such a pure strike.
I think the fact that Gundogan, that the clearance was really poor, should have done better. But the fact that he's been dragged into that back foot in between the two centre-backs, there's no other Man City midfield player anywhere near Fabinho. So he's had the time to set it. That was all about... If he had to take that first time, he don't score that goal. He ain't got that technique on his left foot. But he actually had time to set it on his favourite... To get it on his favoured right foot, get round it, and then, as Don said, the technique was fantastic. But it was all about the space that he was given in there. Nobody reacted to Gundogan going back into the back four. The next one has to then take the edge of the box.
Chris, what did you think then? As Don and Glenn were saying, it split the nation, and we're all on a WhatsApp group as well for the morning. Glenn, we excluded Glenn this time. So we're all texting each other going, what we all thought. What did you think when you saw it? In real time, what did you think?
Yeah, in real time, I didn't think it was a penalty. And one of the things I was really impressed with, and there's been a little bit of blame, you know, apportioned to some referees. They said that they've not been making decisions with VAR. What you see in this clip is Michael Oliver, who's in a fantastic position, who quite clearly says, no, it's not a penalty. And he's happy with that decision. I've run the gauntlet this morning at the station coming down here with all the punters who are getting on the train, and it's a mixed bag, you know. When you look at it in slow motion, you can see why people think it is a penalty.
Is that arm in an unnatural position? That's the question.
Well, that's what the law talks about now, and I don't think it is. I really don't. I just think it comes in at speed. It's just a natural thing. I don't think it's a penalty.
What about the distance, Chris? It's a good 4 or 5 yards.
I think people will talk
it's half
about
a second,
distance, but it's quick. It's the speed of it. I mean, as Glenn said before, we've seen penalties given.
The problem is that if that's in a Champions League game, that penalty's given. And if the referee had give it, what would the VAR have said? They wouldn't have overturned it.
No, they wouldn't. So it's not there. We are. That's the law, and we were looking at the bottom line there. The hand arm has made their body unnaturally bigger. Yeah. I mean, we've said this several times. Whatever the decision, it wouldn't have been overturned, whether he'd given it or not, because it's not a clear and obvious error. Are you happy with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, the big question is, you say it's split opinion. I think it's 51-49 at the minute in favour of a penalty. And the question is, Michael Oliver made a clear and obvious error? I don't think he has.
Not clear and obvious.
No.
But did you think the arm is in unnatural position there, Glenn?
Slightly, just slightly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just slightly.
It's on the way to being unnatural.
Yeah, slightly.
But it's not by his side.
It's not tucked in right by his side.
And it's not.
I do think he tries to pull his arm back in.
No, it's not. No,
I think to be fair to Trent, he tries to pull his arm back down.
Yeah,
I think he realises it.
And also, when you're moving fast, I mean, you can't run like a centuryman, can you? Your arm's going to, when you're.
Don, make your point about the long jump. You might have said it before.
No, I've just said it. When we're asked to do every movement. When you see long jumpers and you see high jumpers, their arms and their legs are completely wide, and we're asked to do that probably 100 times a game, where you're on the floor, you're lifting your legs up, you're jumping high, you're going for headers, you're always getting that sort of position where you sort of set yourself. So at any given time, you could freeze frame me going up for a header. My arms might look in an unnatural position. To athletes,
yeah, but to a long jumper, long jumper can't put his hands behind his back.
No, exactly.
He actually uses it for momentum.
For leverage.
I mean, just another point on that. I think this became a massive talking point for the simple reason that Liverpool went up the other end and scored. Everybody, they'd gone back and gone, crikey, should have been given. But Michael's in a good position. He makes a decision.
Yeah.
Was it clear and obvious?
OK, a bit of controversy about the first goal, not about the second. What a brilliant goal. And Don, this sums up Liverpool, does it? The full-backs, the way that they combine.
Mark, every single week you see Trent, even on his weaker left foot, ping a ball out to Andy Robertson at left-back. The delivery from Andy Robertson's first class. Firmino makes it unselfish run centrally, so he takes the defender away. It was very close where Mo Salah was just creeping towards being offside. The ball in, and a very comfortable header. He didn't go for power there, Mo Salah. What you've got to do there is just let the ball hit your head, take all the pace off it, guide it into the bottom left-hand corner. And for Liverpool, it's a goal we've seen before, but the two fullbacks heavily involved again.
I mean, how good is Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Oh, he's fantastic. He's proved there he's got left foot as well.
Yeah,
I think he could probably end up playing in different positions for Liverpool, possibly even England as well. He's that good. But no, his vision, he looks accomplished. The two fullbacks have got to be stopped. When you're playing at Anfield, I don't care what you say, whoever you're playing, even if you're Man City, you've got to look at them and say, look, where is their strengths? Those two fullbacks, you have to do something in the training ground to go into them gap, particularly away at Anfield, and stop their fullbacks. Let Fabinho have the ball more. Let someone else have the ball. You don't let them two have that time and space, because you know what? They'll hurt you.